Thanks for tuning in, and today's episode is brought to you by liverishi.com, and it's wellness and CBD products. Been using these guys for a long time, and if you have not tried CBD products yet, this is the time. Jump over there, use the promo code TABLE, and get hooked up. I can't tell you the percentage, but you'll be pleasantly surprised. You want to help reduce stress and challenges in life, and trust me, get a good night's sleep. Check out the tincture. I hope I pronounced that right. But on to the episode, and it's one of my favorite because we talk about motorcycles. Welcome to Walt's Kitchen Table, where I feature captivating stories from fascinating people. My buddy Jack came over from New York and rode his motorcycle down. And some of the things that we talk about, skulls, which is his favorite subject, him getting over the fear of heights, using the pyramids in Mexico, units of energy, racing in a sidecar on a motorcycle, richest man in Babylon, and yeah, you get to hear him rap. So let's get to it. You didn't know that?
I didn't know
you
that.
got 6 gears, right?
Yeah, I got 6.
1 down, 5 up?
Yeah.
Nah, 1 down, 4 up, baby.
Interesting.
The last bike I built had 5 gears, 1 down, 4 up.
What was it?
Yamaha Raider, 1900 V-twin.
Was it for off-road or?
No.
Oh, a 1900?
Yeah.
Really?
Big bike.
Huh.
Big 220 back tire on it.
Nice.
Belt driven. I put 18-inch apes on it.
Really?
Yep. I fucking love that bike, dude.
So, I always wonder, like, you save on deodorant. You just, like, let your pits go in the wind.
I love the fucking bike. I've been a Yamaha man forever. Dirt bikes, snowmobiles, four-wheelers, street bikes as soon as I could ride them. Everything's been Yamaha. I bought a Honda four-wheeler once because I went into the dealership to buy a Raptor four-wheeler.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, hey, I got this Honda that's clearance from last year. I'll make you a smoking deal. I'm like, it's going to have to be a fucking smoking deal because I'm a Yamaha man.
Right.
And he's like, this much. I'm like, I'll fucking take it.
Wow.
And that's the only recreational vehicle I've ever owned that wasn't a Yamaha. And the Raider I loved it. Fucking screaming bike, loved the look of it. And then, because I don't know if it's my size or just the way I rode the bike, the handlebars were kind of like skinny, so I'd ride, and after, kind of hunched over a little bit.
Sure.
And after a while, my fucking back would hurt,
Interesting.
I was like, fuck. And I've ridden bikes with apes before. I've had other bikes with apes. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'll just put apes on this bitch. And, never look back.
I had baby apes on one.
Oh, yeah. Any bike I'll ever own in the future, every single bike will have apes on it. You're spread out. And then to emphasize that, I extended my foot pegs out.
The forward pedals or the pegs?
Just pegs.
Just
so I bolted and welded them on higher up and extended all the levers and everything. So, dude, I was all spread out like a fucking kite.
Right.
I fucking love the bike. Oh, my
You put
God.
them on the crash bars, right?
No.
No?
I did it on the frame.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because the way the frame, it kind of carried the motor up, like the frame went under the motor for quite a while. So I could put them forward.
I see.
Without, because then they go up in the A-frame type thing, right? But the thing is, between the transmission and the motor's so fucking big,
Sure.
Yeah. Fuck. And then I shortened the exhaust and I wrapped them in tape because I wanted that rat look.
I like the bluing. I like when the pipes blue.
Good old
Everyone
blue?
hates them. Everyone hates them. I love it.
You like that?
Yeah.
I like the heat tape look.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, you got to do a lot of work to get it right.
Yeah, that was, and then fucking loud. That thing was loud, but it was a good bike. I love that bike, dude.
Oh,
Always loved motorcycles. Been a motorcycle enthusiast forever.
I love them.
Yep.
This is my third bike. I love it. And
what are you riding now?
Road King, Harley Road King.
Oh yeah, you like that, huh?
Yeah.
Is that the bigger? That's a bigger
it's like
fairing
a cup
and
bike.
all that.
Yeah, the fairing.
Yeah,
I was going to take it off on the way here because on short rides I take it off.
Right.
Because
it's got like the Batwing thing on the front, right? Is that what they call it, Batwing?
I don't have that. I just have mine. Looks like an
old school cop bike.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice, nice, dude. Is that what you took on your trip?
Yeah. Yeah.
No shit.
To the Adirondacks. Yeah.
No shit.
700 miles of pure fun.
Oh, is that what that was your round trip? 700 miles?
Yeah. About 703, I think.
Nice. And you rode right from Jersey?
From Manhattan.
Oh, from Manhattan.
Lower East Side into, what do you call it? I was writing a little rap song about it.
Well, you were writing a rap song?
Yeah, I wrote it because all of a sudden I'm into doing some creative things with song. I don't know why. And so I was writing and I was thinking, we were 4 on 3 because someone was riding with his wife.
Oh, okay.
He took his wife, right. So we were 4 on 3 on the Lower East Side, gassed and ready. We were revved to ride. Religion, race, a motorcycle taste. We were tolerant of each other. We were in a good space. So we were on the FDR Drive. It was clear and wide. We hopped the GW on the Sunoco side.
On the Sunoco side? That's fucking great, dude.
And Joan was there on her Beamer Pride, and Lizette pulled out a camera to catch the high five.
Yeah, see, I thought when you went with the race and motorcycle preference to the side, like
no, we see like everybody's. I ride with a pastor in my neighborhood, who's the church pastor.
Yep.
We became friends. I don't go there. We became friends. He loves to ride. He's got a Triumph cruiser like Thunderbird, and his son rides with us. He's on another Triumph. And then, so that was the 3 of us. Another friend has a Beamer, another one. Oh, and the guy came with us as an Aprila. Yeah, and he's
nice bike.
He's from England. He just came in to ride with us because he goes back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
But he came in to ride. He races sidecars in England. Isn't that the wildest thing?
So, sorry, I just had to take care of something. Sidecar, like he's got bikes with
motorcycle
sidecars.
With sidecars.
Oh no shit! And they got a 2-man team and they fucking race.
Team, yeah.
I've seen that before. I've never. Dude. You ever ride in a sidecar?
No,
scares the fuck out, dude. I don't.
Well, I asked him, do you push it up? You have to bring it up on the turns and stuff. He says, yeah. And I was asking him some tips about riding. Give me some better like racing tips, like how to really control the bike. So, or he just said, the first thing he said was, just remember, it's not, when you go down, it doesn't always hurt that much. Something like that.
Oh, no shit, huh? Yeah,
well, on the track, it happens all the time. But
well, the thing is, too, you got to stay loose, right?
Yeah.
Just like anything when you crash,
Yeah.
Have you crashed?
Yeah, I've crashed, and I was in Manhattan. A cab cut me off in the rain.
Nice.
So I just had to put the bike down.
That's not bad.
No, I just messed up my ribs, but I was okay. No road rash or anything.
Growing up, my mom would say 2 things she taught us. As soon as you think you have control of that thing, get off it because it'll kill you. And then there's 2 types of riders. Those who've gone down and those who are going.
All right.
You're going to fucking crash, dude. Just accept it. Because the thing is, you could be the safest fucking rider in the world and a cab cuts you off.
Yeah, it's nothing to do
There's
with
nothing you could do.
Yeah.
And you heard about, did I tell you about Val and I, how we crashed in California?
I think you mentioned once, but I didn't ask you the details. Yeah.
In December,
right.
we went to see her folks.
Yeah.
They're separated, or they've been divorced forever. Her dad lives in San Francisco. Her mom lives in San Diego. So what we do every year is go see her dad and then find out a cool way to go down to fucking PCH.
Oh, nice.
So one year it was just a car. Another year was a Camaro convertible. And then last year, we're like, fuck it, let's take a bike.
Uh-huh.
So I rented a brand new 19 Street Glide.
Oh, wow.
Fucking, that was I sat on that, I was like, all right, I get it. I fucking get it. And it was funny, Val. If you don't know, you know Val, but
Sure.
people listening don't know. She's petite, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we both get on that, and she's like, "Man, I thought I'd be like hugged up to you and like leaning on you and stuff like that." And I go, "Yeah, hardly realized that." We're not their typical riders, man. They're
They have
typical.
space.
Yeah, we got space, man. Their typical riders are a little bigger than us. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Nothing wrong with that, but because she had enough room to where she could lean against the sissy bar and hang on to the strap on the back seat.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, "What's that for?" I go, "That's to hang on to."
Right.
I go, "Most people can't see that."
It's
know?
true. Yeah.
She's like, "This is like sitting in a flying chair."
Oh.
I was like, "It is." Yeah. But we went down to PCH. It's fucking just incredible, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
it
along there with a bike, I would imagine.
yeah. And we were going south, so you're on the outside of it, right? And then we cut in, and I can't fucking remember the name of it. People out there would know. But it was destroyed. The highway was not the PCH, but down toward LA, we had to cut in a little bit because we were going to see friends. And this one highway last year was destroyed with the wildfires and all that, right?
Sure.
So they rebuilt it. Brand new pavement, 4 lanes wide. It was like, ooh.
Did you go through Sacramento?
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't fucking,
I'm terrible with geography.
Me too.
I just happened to
I
be
just
there,
go.
and they did have, they had some of those fires.
Yeah,
up
and
there.
and it 90 miles an hour, 95 miles an hour. Like we're
pushing
sitting
it.
we're sitting in this fucking chair, dude.
Yeah.
It was. We stopped to take a
She
break.
gave you the okay for that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, we stopped and I said, "Val, just so you know, this is what we just did is a biker's fucking dream.
Yeah.
I've ridden all over the United States, hundreds of thousands of miles. That's what you fucking dream of. Like the sun was going down and you could see the ocean."
California
and the coastline.
nights.
It was just
You're singing every California song in your mind.
Yo, yeah, I was just like, this is holy shit. So we stopped, saw some friends and stuff, and then the next day we were coming down the 405 going to San Diego. LA traffic. We're in a good spot. We're all fucking relaxed. Totally my fault. Guy just slammed his brakes right in front of me. I clipped him in the back. I put a scratch on his back fender and broke his taillight, and it sent Val and I skidding down the road at like 60 miles an hour.
Ooh.
In 5 lanes of fucking 405 traffic.
Oh, man.
It was amazing. Everybody stopped. The whole freeway came to a fucking stop. I swear that I was going to look up and see the grill of a Range Rover hitting me at 60 miles an hour. That's what you think.
Sure.
I'm bouncing down the fucking middle of the road.
Of course.
And the bike tumbled down, totaled it. And call the rental company.
You guys were good.
Yeah, because they go, "Can we get your contract number?" I'm like, "Yep." She comes back on. She's like, "You're all good. I'll have a wrecker." I'm like, "You need anything?" Nope. $28 worth of insurance.
Wow.
$25,000 bike totaled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to roll. Yeah,
Always, but whoever's listening, no matter what, truck, car, motorcycle, you fucking rent anything, buy the fucking insurance.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you're not that good.
I was just in France for 2 weeks. I rented a car there, and I got it so that anything, you could spit on a car, and they're gonna accuse you of something. It's covered.
Yep. And for next to nothing, for a couple cups of coffee.
Yeah.
It's not even like if they're like $500. Like, fuck. Okay, well, maybe I might take a chance.
Yeah, no, this was pricey. It was, but you know what?
When you rent when you rent a Ferrari like you did,
Right. Yeah, it's fun, man.
So you've been a motorcycle guy your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much.
No shit.
I've ridden over 50,000 miles on a bike, and I love it.
What's the best place you've been?
I rode back from Atlanta, purchased a bike in Atlanta,
Okay.
rode it all the way back. Actually rode around with Jody, my wife, and for a few hundred miles, and then she took a plane back home, and
You come up the East Coast?
Yeah, and they're pouring rain for like 2 days.
there's-
But you know what? I had such a smile on my face. I didn't care. It was
I
'cause
love it. I love
supported
it. Yep. I've ridden so much in the rain, it don't fucking bother me
Yeah.
a bit. The East Coast is amazing to ride on,
Yeah.
up and down the East Coast.
Yeah. I mean,
Pennsylvania is a hidden gem to ride on. Those highways are so wide open, and they're all like big rolling hills, and the scenery's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, and you see the topography change when you go from state to state, and
Yep.
it's like, wow, I kind of get it, and this place isn't so hot, or that one is. I was in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and that was,
Oh, breathtaking.
yeah.
Yep. We rode to Yellowstone.
Oh, I would love to try that.
Dude, that's like another planet.
Yeah. I've never been.
It's fucking, it was, oh my God, it was, you just like, you're riding through it going, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
You can't even, I don't know, I had a hard time.
Processing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the smells, and then because that's what's nice about a bike, the temperature changes, the humidity changes, you feel all that, you smell all that,
When I was just in the Adirondacks, I could not believe I was like in a zone, just like all I could do is smell and see and everything. I was the slightest changes and feeling the wind on your skin and
Yep.
all of that. It was like, this is what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
so addicting about it.
Yeah.
And we were talking to a group of people that we were telling about our crash. And somebody asked me, and they said, "You ever crashed before?" I said, "Yeah. I mean, I've crashed."
Mm-hmm.
And they go, "Well, how can you get back on the bike?" I said, "It's the same thing as anything." I said, "But I'll tell you what, if I didn't get back on the bike,
Mm-hmm.
those places and experiences that I had between those crashes,
Mm-hmm.
I would have never had."
True.
Like you were just talking about,
Yeah.
those little things, that's what's so addicting about a motorcycle.
Yeah.
They're just amazing. And then feeling that, but,
And once you
power
start
and-
putting that fear into you, it translates to so many other things. So
Oh, good point.
yeah, I don't want to go there. So.
Nah,
Yeah.
no,
I used to have a fear of heights. It's the weirdest thing.
I'm
I was in
a-
Chichen Itza in Mexico, where they
In
have
Mexico?
These, yeah.
Okay.
They have these pyramids. So I went up this pyramid. It was in this movie Against All Odds. If you ever saw it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was great.
What
And
was it, like those really steep stairs
Exactly.
going to the, okay.
Exactly. So I go all the way to the top. I said, I want to do this. I get to the top, and I'm plastered against the back of the pyramid.
And you're like, fuck
I
that.
can't do this. I can't come down. I say, I can't come
Yeah, I was going
down.
to say, how'd you fucking get down?
Well, they have a rope, and then it's from the top all the way down, leaning on the stairs. And I came down on my butt, one step at a time, holding on to this rope. And there's other
Holy
people
shit,
doing that
do the
too.
same thing.
Yeah, and so now all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I am not afraid of heights anymore, and I wanted to go back and do it. And I looked it up, and they don't allow anyone to go up that pyramid anymore because I guess so many people had problems.
Yeah. Too much work, I guess.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's like.
So if like you went to the top of Hudson Yards, you'd be like, okay, it's no big
I
deal.
plan on going there. Yeah, no, I don't think it'd be an issue for me at all.
Huh?
Yeah.
Heights I'm not a big fan.
Oh yeah, but I was in Arizona. We were climbing up mountains. Doing some climbs. Not rope climbing. Just
Just trails.
Yeah, trails.
Yeah. But you get on like a.
You can get on
the
some
side
steep.
of it. Yeah,
exactly
sure,
on the side of the mountain. And I was with my wife and my good buddy from childhood and his wife, and everyone just kept dropping off as I'm going up. And my friend is like 3/4 to the top, and I see he's getting anxiety. I said, listen, just stay here. I want to go to the top, but just stay here.
yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
And I just went up to the top. I'm, hanging out, taking pictures, jumping around. And then I came and got him.
Yeah, see, like climbing like on mountainsides and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with that. It's getting to a certain point in like a building. Or like those stairs, I would have had a problem with those stairs.
What, at Hudson Yards?
No.
Oh, in Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I probably would have went up them okay.
Yeah.
Coming down them, it would have been a little bit just because.
Yeah, I can't tell you. I've always had a fear of it. I always
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
out a window and thought of jumping out it. When I've lived on the 21st floor a few times, and I wouldn't even want to pay attention too long.
Right.
And
right.
and then just I don't know what happened. I maybe read something, or I got over this fear, or fear of dying. I look at skulls. I love skulls, and I finally realized that it's like it represents living.
Yeah, I mean that's like when somebody's like, "Tell me how he died." No, let's talk about how he lived.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
that,
People want to know always the gory crap. You know what? How about the good times you had? Plenty
Yeah.
good times.
Yeah, it's like those nowadays. It's I see it's getting more and more popular. Like with funerals, like have a celebration.
Yes.
Tell about all the stupid jokes they talked about and all the crazy stories and all that, and everybody have a good time. Not wear all black and be around in a circle and mourning and all. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Don't.
I mean,
don't waste your fucking time that
Yeah.
way.
It's a celebration of the life. You know, whoever is around should be, and happy to make the others feel good, and to remember how he made you feel good or that woman made you feel
Yeah,
good.
yeah, absolutely. Yep.
You know, they didn't.
Wonder if I should do that about my motorcycle. That made me feel good.
What?
Have a funeral for my motorcycle.
Well, you know what you could do?
that's-
I was surprised you could crush it and put a piece of glass over and make a nice dining table.
Oh, you seen that? You seen where people
Yeah.
do it like with their motor and shit too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Make like a cube out of it, smush it all up.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that's the same as stuffing your dog and putting it on the mantle.
hell yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I like metal. Metal, I've always been into metal because you drop it, it gets character. You drop glass and you have to make Urkale, or you take glue it into pieces.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah.
It's not as much fun, but
yeah.
character with metal.
Oh, that's the thing. As soon as every bike I ever got, it wouldn't stay like that for a week. I tear it apart and put something to make it your own.
Yeah, sure.
I always said bikes aren't bought; they're built.
Nice.
Make them your own.
I built a mini biker when I was younger.
Oh, we all built mini bikes. I love mini bikes. But my thing is being cremated, and then there's a road in Colorado going from Colorado Springs to Canyon City, and it's 115 is the route,
Okay.
and it's rated one of the most dangerous highways in the country.
No kidding.
Fucking loved riding that. Oh, it was so much fun. Scenery, like right out of a Western movie.
Yeah, I was in Colorado once. I thought it was pretty.
Yep. And for me, get cremated and ride down, have somebody riding their bike, motorcycle,
Just spreading it out.
spreading it out. So I'm always on the highway.
There you go.
Yep. That's it. Fuck it. 'Cause
Biker's
once you're-
life.
Yeah. Once you're dead, you're a pile of meat, dude.
Yeah, I don't get
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Where you wanted this, where you want that. It's like I only want to know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I'm not worried about 20 years from now. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, I just heard a good one today. What is it? Everybody wants to get to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Yeah. I heard that years ago in a country song.
Oh yeah.
Was it everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die, or nobody wants? Yeah. That was a country song. But that's the thing. It's like, well, what happens if heaven's right here? What happens if we're
Yeah.
in heaven right now?
Yeah.
Don't look for something. What's that? The grass is always the grass might be greener on the other side because there's a septic leak.
That's interesting.
Right. So you just don't. Just,
And no one's picking up after the dogs. It's
yeah,
fertilizer.
exactly. So,
That's interesting you say that because I've been thinking about this theme lately about the grass is always greener. Maybe, stop looking over there, get some water, get a rake, aerate
tend
the
your own
water.
fucking garden.
Yeah,
That's
it, man. It's like, it's such BS to keep looking everywhere else. I'm really into business books, and there's these two books. One called Acres of Diamonds, and another one is The Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh, Richest Man Babylon's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Still holds true to this day.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They tell you these hard and fast rules about.
If you like business stuff, there's a podcast called MFCEO Project,
Okay.
and I listen to him. Been listening to him for years. It's a entrepreneur business podcast.
Nice.
But he talks about just doing the right fucking thing.
Yeah.
Just being right and not right. Yeah, that didn't sound right. Just doing the right thing.
Being aware of your
Being
stuff.
aware
huh?
and doing, just check it out. It's a little hardcore. His message is great. His delivery is not for everybody. But if you can get past that, that's my type of delivery. So
Cool.
I get right into it because he hollers and screams and don't be a pussy and just go fucking do the work.
Right.
That kind of thing.
I get the Who Moved My Cheese?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so my barber is always, because people come to me with ideas and inventions, 'cause
Yeah, because what you're doing, yeah.
I design, distribute, and manufacture stuff. So
Yeah.
they're always he's telling me about all these ideas. I say, that's a good idea, man. I said, that's a good idea. But two things. I said, the first thing, ideas are a dime a dozen. It's only what you put
What's
in
action?
play. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I said, you know what? One day I bought a bunch of those books, Who Moved My Cheese?
Yeah.
So I gave him one. I said, here. I said, maybe this will get you into action. So I gave it to him, and like 3 weeks later, I said to him, well, did you like the book? He said, yeah, but, I don't know. What was this also about the cheese? I said,
Seriously, dude.
I said, forget it.
Moving on.
This is hopeless.
Man, look at the time, dude. I got to go. Holy shit. That is amazing.
Yeah.
The other phrase I like is don't stare at somebody else's food while yours gets cold.
Oh.
Something like that. I might have butchered it, but same thing.
Well, I get it.
Yeah. Don't be like, wonder what you got over there.
Yeah, I don't care what anyone's eating, man.
I don't give a shit.
What's
dude.
in front of me?
Yeah. Nope. Well, I give, I don't know if you ever heard me say it, but the zero fucks mentality.
Oh, yeah, zero fucks, yeah.
Right? And what I mean by that, because I think people don't really get it to where it's supposed to be. It's not like you're this hardcore dude and you don't give a fuck about anything. I give a shit. I give a fuck about a lot of things.
Sure.
But you know what I don't give a fuck about? What Susie in accounting's doing. I don't give a shit about that. Right. I'm using that as an example.
Yeah, no,
right?
I understand.
Or what my neighbor's doing, or what somebody down 5 blocks from me is. I don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah.
No. Does it impact me or somebody that I love, or my loved ones, or my daily life, or my friends? No, I don't give a shit. No.
You tend to your own garden.
Tend to your own garden.
And
That's
you know
it.
what? Cumulatively, maybe you have a great positive effect on someone else, and then you can go down a long block and, hey, everyone's tending to their garden. It's
That's
all beautiful.
exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. Lead by example, right?
Yeah.
What was that phrase? The world is changed by actions, not opinions.
Interesting.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I
Look,
read that one and I was like, ooh.
yeah. People, look, if it's politics, if it's this, that, people just want to I don't know. I'm into doing. I'm into.
No, people want to bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel that people want to bitch because they don't want to look at what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
Right?
I wrote a song about that. I can't find it. I have to. I'll get to send it to you.
Okay,
It's called
all right.
whining. It's called whining. About just people whining away.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and then you realize that you've got negativity around you.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Oh man, it's like, you ever hear of a what is it? A vampire?
Or sucks the life out of you.
Yeah, they call it something like I always had this name. Okay, so these people, you start talking to you, and they're just
Drain you.
draining you. Yeah,
Nah.
yeah. I know
walk away.
you said you're a cooler.
Was for a long time. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But remember the cooler in the movie The Cooler with Bill Macy.
Oh, I don't know that one.
You don't know it?
No, see, are you talking about a cooler for gambling, or are you talking about a cooler for security?
Well, to me they're almost the same.
No,
because
they're drastically. I got to. No,
Okay.
I got to. We got to give you the distinction of this.
I feel like you could make someone. Well, okay, the cooler in gambling is
negative.
Negative.
Mine is positive.
Yours is positive, right?
Right. That's the biggest distinction. Mine would be to bring the situation down so nobody gets hurt. There's no negative
Right.
effect.
Okay.
Because that spreads just like
Yes.
a parasite, right? So if you're in a crowd of 400 people and you got one person that's acting up,
Yeah.
my job was to shut them down, get them out of there, before it affects everybody else and ruins the atmosphere of the club.
You just talk to them. You don't grab them from behind and
No, because
pinch a
of
nerve
course
or
it gets
something?
it gets to a point where you need to get physical.
Yeah.
But I always told people that security is 95% political, 5% physical.
I knew a woman who owned a restaurant in Manhattan. It used to be called. It was a Tex-Mex restaurant in the 30s for years, and it was very popular. And she could stop a guy with a glass bottle in his hand broken off.
Yeah,
You know?
there's people that have
Yeah.
that. I used to have. I don't know. And the other thing too, I'm so far removed from it now. You know, that was my life
Yeah.
long time ago. But I was pretty good at it. And I had a coworker with me, a buddy of mine. I won't name his name, but he worked with me. He was even better than I was, and we made a great team. We had a lot of fun. But that lifestyle, you know, you can't maintain it.
No.
You know, that's when you're young and full of testosterone and don't give a shit and I'm invincible and
Sure.
all that. You know, as you get older, you're just like, fuck that.
Who
dude.
needs it?
Fuck that, dude. Well, I have this joke. I had it a long time ago, and I kind of refer it to a lot of things. But the joke originated with women.
Okay.
So when you're young, or women are like cars or motorcycles,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Since we're talking bikes. When you're young, you want them fast, sleek, and sexy,
Oh.
right?
Okay, yeah,
Everybody does. As you get older, you just want one that don't give you a lot of trouble.
I was
that's-
never into a Kickstarter, you know. I just like,
Oh yeah, just to fucking. That was so, but that was a joke that we ran for a long time. But you know, and you could put that with anything like that job, you know, security job. That was all right because it was so fast paced, made a ton of money. Just that was a lifestyle, you know. Like you hear the lifestyle of strippers and dancers, you know, that's a black hole. You get involved in that and there's so much cash flying around and you get used to having that cash at hand. And you just can't get
yeah,
away
like it's
from
never
it.
going to end.
Never. You don't think it's ever going to end,
Nothing.
right? Yeah, and then
You
it's
don't
just-
put it, if you don't sock it away. I mean, there's just some people really smart around money. They just put it away, put it
Yeah.
away,
Yeah.
put it away.
Yep, I did. I was making a ton of money and I just put it away, and
Good for you.
Yeah, I spent a ton. Oh God, everybody could probably say if they could have half of what they spend on a bar tab back, they'd be okay. But
Yeah.
that's part of life, though, man. That's
Yeah.
part of what you do. You know, that's if you didn't do it, you didn't do it. But
Yeah.
I don't have any regrets. I don't look back. I mean, I've done some crazy, stupid shit and been involved in some crazy, stupid shit.
Yeah,
And half the stuff, if I told you, you probably wouldn't believe me.
I
But-
understand.
But I don't regret any of it. You know, I carried that weight for a long time, and now I'm just like, no, that's what I did.
Right.
You know, and here I am, and that's what I'm doing now. You know, if somebody comes back to me for something I did 10 years ago, dude, that's fucking on you.
Yeah.
If you're still living in that, that's on you.
Right. No, that's, there's a statute of limitations on stupidity or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like that Louis C.K. thing, you know, when all that got blown up. That was crazy.
Yeah.
30-something years. Can you imagine that?
You know, what do you think of this? Would you rather blow up at the beginning of your life or at the end of your life? Which
Oh,
is
at the
worse?
beginning.
At the beginning.
I think the beginning for experience reasons.
True.
Now you can take all that fucking experience. Because you ever hear that saying that experience comes from bad decisions? And I've made a lot of bad decisions.
You know,
So
but
that
you're
just
also,
says-
you're taking it from a standpoint that from age, you're looking back at it with age. And if you say, because like if it happens to you when you're young and
you can recover.
a lot of people could recover, but a lot of people may not have the, what is that called? The gravitas
Gravitas.
yeah, to lift yourself up.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
fortitude and to overcome what took you down instead of falling into your little self and your mind and everything else. Because
And say, this is it. This is
Yeah.
what I am, and this is what I'm going to be.
yeah.
Good point.
So it depends on what age we're taking this out, and of course now I'm asking.
Yeah, because we're
this
looking at
question-
hindsight, right?
Right,
Good point.
right.
Yeah, we're looking at today's eyes.
Yes.
Right? And I talked to another guest I had on not too long ago. He made a really good point. We had some good conversation about it because it's something that I look at is, did you watch Game of Thrones?
No, I've
Okay.
maybe seen one.
I was just going to use it for a reference point.
Okay.
So like medieval times, so
Yeah.
castles and
Sure.
not dragons, castles and horses and peasants and kings.
Right.
Okay. And then you got like the 1920s. So like in New York, you got
Gangster.
all gangsters and whatever that may be, and now you have today.
Okay.
Or no, okay, let me add one more. Then you have like the Old West,
Okay.
right? We're living on the prairie and shit. If you had a choice, what time period would you live in? And whoever's listening, I want them to think of it too.
Okay. I like the cowboy time is interesting to me.
Okay.
And I guess then the next comes the gangster, and then comes the medieval.
Medieval. So, are you looking at that through today's eyes? Are you trying to see that through actually living there? Do you see what I'm going at?
Yeah, sure.
Because people are like, I can't believe they'd live like that. Well, motherfucker, you're thinking of it because you're sitting in your recliner in your air conditioning, looking at somebody a documentary of somebody in the 1920s living in Hell's Kitchen, and you're like, that's terrible.
Right.
That's all they fucking knew.
That's it. Yeah, you didn't know any better.
You didn't know that today this is available. But I feel that a lot of people look at that stuff like castles. Oh, I can't believe they're using outhouse. Can't believe they didn't have running water. And well, they didn't fucking know that because they didn't know any different. They didn't know that you could have pipes running from one place to another and have a valve on it.
Probably didn't get as cold as us. You like go throw on a fur and that's it, and you're
right. And well, that and the life expectancy was 45.
Right.
So, but it's hard living. It's hard living, right?
And for me, the cowboy is like, if you're into motorcycles, you could be a cowboy. It's
absolutely
so,
Iron Horse, right?
Yeah. Actually,
I thought of this the other day. The other day when we were talking about you coming on. There's this movie I fucking love, and it's horrible, but it's amazing. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
Of course.
Yeah.
I've like 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
it's so bad. You just got to keep watching.
Oh my God, it's horrible. But there's so many good one-liners in there.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke's he's the man.
I love him riding that bike, and he's just all acting all cool and shit. Man, when that came out, I'm like, I want to be that guy.
There was a bar down in Wall Street area when I was riding with my buddies back in the '80s, and like they have a sign sometimes just motorcycle parking. Yeah. Well, I think. I'm pretty sure that Mickey Rourke was an owner in this bar, and it had outside Harley Davidson's only. That was his
very
party.
Nice. Yeah. And his name, not the bike cut, right?
Yeah.
It's Harley Davidson. But man, the cast of those two guys, whoever put those two guys together, you couldn't have got better than that. Yeah. Well, Mickey Rourke was amazing. Don Johnson was great too.
Yeah. Oh, there's great bike movies. Yeah, I love that stuff.
And then what was the other one? God, it was the Diary.
The Diary of
Motorcycle Diary or something like that.
It was like Spanish one.
No, a guy went across the country. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
And then you got like did you watch like the undercover ones? Like they're fiction, right? Okay. But they're it was a wrestler that did it. God, what the hell was his name? And he was an FBI agent, and he infiltrated a bike gang.
Oh.
He was a big, muscular guy, had a fucking mullet. God, what the hell? Ice Cold or Ice something?
Well, then there's Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was an amazing show.
Yeah.
But no, this was older. This was like back in the 90s. I don't know if you know that one. All right,
it sounds a little familiar.
Like Stone Cold, I think it was called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't Stone Cold Steve Austin in it. It was some other dude like back in the day.
I'll have to check that.
Yeah,
out.
that was. And you know who the robot guy in Aliens, the guy that played the robot dude. Mm-hmm. He was the bad guy. He was the leader of the bad biker gang.
Oh.
He played a great part too.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about? I don't know his name.
No, I don't know him. I don't know
what else he played in.
I've seen tons of bad biker movies.
Oh, they're all bad, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one that I can be like, that was actually a pretty good biker movie. Come on, look at the subject, dude. Seriously? Did you see the movie and read then there was a book about the guy, it's a true story, a guy that infiltrated the big biker gang. He went like super deep undercover for years. Great. That was
I think I
an
remember
amazing
a story like
documentary.
that, but I can't recall
Mongol?
it.
That wasn't the Mongols.
Oh, I once met drove like 3 hours, a bunch of guys. It started out in New York, and it was raining, and it was cold, and it was like the first big ride I ever took. I wasn't even dressed right for it. And then we get up to Bear Mountain, and like we had to just stop because my hands were like frozen. I don't think I was gonna clutch anymore.
Yeah, been there.
And then out of like the 30 people that started, there was only like 7 of us still. And we went further. And we get to the place, and the guy at the place says, "You guys should just turn around because the Hells Angels and the Nomads are here, or the Mongols, and they're like, oh, you see these guys walking around with like
Guns and shit.
No, the big branches, because they're like bats, like everyone's always got a bat, 'cause it's like if you ever see on the Hells Angels, they always got a hammer over the light on the fork, the tree fork.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's a tool that could be used
Quote,
for many
unquote,
things.
a tool.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like the sling on a handlebar, the rope that comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just turned around and split, and
That happened to us with the Mongols in Colorado. A buddy of mine said, "Hey, man, I heard about this rally. You want to go check it out?" And we're all like, "Fuck yeah, it's somewhere to ride."
Right.
That's all we were looking for.
right.
And we got there, and the guy's like, "Nah, you ain't coming in." Yeah. We're like, "It's fucking rally." And we looked around. We're like, "Okay, we'll see you later."
Right.
Yeah. But that's lifestyle. Going back to anything.
So the Cowboys, the same thing. They just rode around. I was, watching cowboy movies. I love this one.
I love westerns.
Yeah, the guy gets shot. He's got 3 hours in his back, and he's just rode for 3 days. And as soon as he sees the town, he sees like 3 people. That's when he could fall over, and like
because he's like, "I'm here now."
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you just went through hell and high water.
But I'm now.
I can't make it an extra 2 years.
Well, it's got to be dramatic. So speaking of westerns, do you watch Yellowstone?
No, I know that
show.
No, I never watched it,
dude. You got to go home tonight.
Yeah.
You got Amazon?
Yeah.
Just key in Yellowstone,
Okay.
and it's like $10 a season, and there's 2 full seasons. The second season just ended.
Cool.
I'll tell you that it rivals anything I've ever fucking seen. It's amazing. Done, shot really well. Great storyline. Kevin Costner in a cowboy movie, so he's fucking.
I did hear that.
He's fucking good because he's playing Kevin Costner.
Sure.
But each episode's like an hour long. It's like a fucking movie.
Excellent.
Yeah. But people are like, "That's a Western." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's a fucking gangster movie."
Right.
Just like Tombstone. You ever see Tombstone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a gangster movie.
Yeah.
That's not a Western. They should classify that under gangster.
The more things change, nothing changes.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. Like we're sitting here quoting memes and all that. It ain't nothing that's never been said before.
Right.
We're just saying it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And because I believe that people bring in information in different ways. Like I bring in information like this in a verbal, like a listening form. That's why I like Audible.
Right.
Right. I love reading a book, but I consume information better by listening to it.
Gotcha. You know what? Interesting you say that because I think you should be tested as a kid because I'm visual.
You're a visual guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. And
that's cool. It's different.
And I record what I see. I can remember what I see, and designs or any type of thing. It just sticks in my mind. But I've had to learn how to listen, better.
Yeah, sure.
So that's important. And it's like my wife, she's an attorney, and she's a great listener. You have to be a great listener.
Yeah.
And I have to watch my words around it too because she catches me. Oh, you didn't say that, I generalize.
Or did you mean to say this? That'll hold up in court.
But I always said it's kind of interesting because being a creative type, I'm drifting all the time. Sometimes I can get into my own world and just drift off.
As you should.
Yeah, and she is so grounded because she has to be very serious about her work.
Right.
So
What makes a good pair, right?
yeah, because it's like I figure like as I'm floating away, I'm just like lifting her up, like all right, don't be so grounded, feel
Yeah,
the
yeah.
weightlessness. And I have to,
She's
like,
got to be like, hey.
yeah, don't whoosh, I let go and you flow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing though is a creative, and that's why I like doing this podcast. But I believe yourself, and we know a lot of creative people.
Sure.
Everybody's creative, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I believe that you can't be putting out all the time. You have to be able to pull that in, like float around and just kind of relax. I believe that helps you be creative.
Yeah.
If you're going full throttle all the time, your bearings are going to blow, dude.
Yes.
And you're down. You're gonna go down hard.
Yeah, I always thought I had a unlimited source of energy. I always say that I was naturally caffeinated. I didn't need coffee, and coffee doesn't matter to me big way,
Right.
because I do have this energy. But sometimes I take that energy for granted, and I see that it isn't an unlimited resource. That
No.
You've got to recharge that battery.
Yeah, I like the phrase or thing is you have so many units of energy a day. Of course, everybody's different.
It's a good way to look at it, at least by the day.
Right, yeah, by the day, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so where do I want to put my energy? Right? So using me for an example, I go to the gym in the morning, work during the day, then I like to do this kind of thing at night. And of course, I want to spend time with my wife and family.
Sure.
Right? So that's where I choose to spend my energy. Now going back, or my units,
Right.
right? So going back to the zero fucks given.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I only have so many units of energy, this is where these pillars are where I want to spend them.
Gotcha.
So if something else starts to creep in, I got to be like, man, give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, interesting.
Kick it to the side.
Right.
No, you're not getting any of my energy.
Right.
Right? So, I don't know. That's kind of how I've been rolling for the last 5-6 months.
So you don't suffer fools lightly.
Nah.
You just don't need them around.
Well, I love being around people.
Sure.
I'm a huge extrovert,
Right.
but I just got to be careful now with my new job. It demands a lot of my energy and time.
Mm-hmm.
So now if I have only 50 units left for the day, where am I going to spend that?
Yeah, no, I love that. I got to use that.
Yeah.
I got to use that. You're funny, because like you say, you're a big extrovert, and I know you are, but you don't look it. You just don't look it.
No?
No.
Huh.
Yeah,
Do I look approachable?
yes and no.
Go to the gym.
You
I
know,
don't look
'cause, like,
approachable at the gym.
I have a
I had
friend
one-
like that too. He doesn't even want to know from anyone. Don't get in my way.
Yeah, people, at the gym, they come up and they're like, you don't look very approachable. I'm like, yeah, here you are.
Yeah, but your
Seriously?
face changes sometimes. I've said this before. I see you in certain situations, and I said I wouldn't even know that's you.
Oh,
Like your
my face-
smile's beaming and everything. And,
Right.
Yeah.
I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Oh.
You can tell, well, unless I'm at a poker table, then you ain't gonna fucking tell what. But normally, like in this situation here, hanging out with my family and friends and stuff like that, you can tell instantly. Like my wife can tell instantly what mood I'm in, what's the matter, what I need, that type of thing.
Gotcha.
And of course, that's 'cause it's been around long enough.
Yeah, sure.
Never heard that I don't look it.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. You don't have to look like an extrovert. You
No,
just have
no.
to be an extrovert, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, because you're not extrovert means that you're willing to approach anyone.
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem going
Right.
up to anybody.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. it's-
Val just walked in.
Oh, cool.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to say hello since you interrupted us.
Interrupting.
No, you didn't interrupt. What? I don't get a kiss?
You sure you
Hi.
do?
She was. We got this friend. He uses this phrase all the time, and I love it. If you don't follow David Deutsch on social media, you have to.
Okay.
The dude is funnier than hell. I mean, it's crazy, his remarks and stuff on social media. I can't even begin to even let you know. You know what I mean? I can't even touch. You just got to
Okay.
follow, right?
Okay.
and one of his things is get off my lawn,
Get off my lawn.
right? So somebody will make a remark or something. He'll
This
be
grass is green for me.
like, yeah. Somebody will make a remark and he'll be like, get off my lawn.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's hard to put it in context.
Sure.
Right? So you see our apartment here,
Yeah.
right? Of course, we have Wi-Fi. Well, Val was right under our window when you came,
Oh,
sitting because it's beautiful outside.
yeah, it's lovely today.
So she's sitting out there working on her computer on our Wi-Fi,
Ah,
right? So I didn't know that. I come home, she's not here, and, you know,
Right.
well, it's whatever. You know, I just started doing my thing, and I get a text message. She's like, "Come on outside, right underneath our lawn, yada yada yada, right, or right underneath our window." So I open the window. I'm like, "Get off my lawn!" She just starts laughing, and there was a lady walking by. She's like, "Who's somebody yelling at you?"
You know, it's funny, I did a video once where I had these young people working for me. I always got upset that people, you know, if you smoke cigarettes
Yeah.
and you work at a job, you can get anywhere from 15 minutes to an extra half hour off a day.
Right, for a smoke break.
Yeah.
They
So,
still do that?
I don't know as much. I still see people smoking around the streets. They don't sit in front of the buildings as much.
Well, no, because they got like the 25-yard rule or whatever.
Right.
You can't be in front of the building.
Right.
Right.
So I made this video. It's called what is it? Oh, jeez. Carrots Save the World.
Carrots. Oh, so you're going to be out there
So
chomping on a carrot instead of
we
smoking?
took out these carrots with the big green leaves on
Yeah,
them, you
yeah.
know, and so we said, I said to my coworkers, I said, you want to go out and have a carrot break? And,
beautiful.
And we go outside, and we're sitting outside, and then there's the stubs of the carrots with all the green around the floor. We
Like the butt of a cigarette?
right. and then this young man who works for me, we staged it. I don't know. He came up with a lot of it. He said we staged it that we're going to rob the handbag of young woman who works for me, to make it part of the film. So he grabs her handbag and runs down the street, and some woman sees it. And she screams out. These like Park Avenue women. They're on my office on Union Square. You know. They see
so
it.
they thought it was like
They
a
thought
real.
it was a real thing. They said, "Stop that man!" You know. It's like.
Oh, how beautiful! That's awesome.
But
Carrot
it was
break.
like the carrots saved the world, and then while we're coming down the stairs, she's coughing, and I said, "You think it's the carrots?" She said, "Don't be my mother."
You got to slow down on them carrots. Speaking of that, my job with insurance, if you smoke, you pay into the insurance every
Oh.
month. And
Well,
if you're overweight, you pay what we call fat tax.
Are you kidding?
Yep.
Wow.
No, I'm not kidding. Yeah, yeah.
Fat tax.
And smoking tax.
That's bizarre.
So if you, yep, every pay period you pay a certain
Well,
amount of money.
you know
because
what?
you're taxing the system.
Okay, you're taxing the system. At least they're allowing you to take advantage of the insurance and just
you
pay in
can-
more, right?
Yeah, if you're going to smoke, great, but you're
Right.
going to pay us.
How interesting.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
I thought that was cool as hell. I mean, nothing against smoking, and everybody's got their reasons for smoking and being overweight. That's their own prerogative, and that's totally up to them. I don't judge all that shit, but whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just
I-
signed up for my insurance, and they're like, because I have to go get a exemption form because of my height and my weight. I'm obese.
Really?
Yeah.
You see, but
I'm 6 foot with 255 pounds
okay.
with
And-
with a 36-inch waist.
Yeah. So I mean, and if you did all the stats of all your cholesterol and this and that,
I don't have. Yeah.
so I mean,
Well, no, that's the thing though. You have to get a release,
oh,
which I'm fine with. So I'll go to the doctor. They gave me the form. I go to the doctor and he signs off on it. I turn it into the company, and I don't pay the fat tax
so
because
it's like
I'm-
a Schwarzenegger.
exemption.
Yeah.
Right. You call it the Schwarzenegger exemption.
your lats are out to here, and your
Yeah,
waist
right.
is all cut in.
Yeah, you have a 7-inch taper from your shoulders to your waist. I think you're good.
That's fantastic.
I got a suit.
You have to customize everything.
Yeah,
right?
I had a suit done, and the lady was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I had 7.5 inches on each side
Wow.
from my basically my armpit, my
Yeah.
lap to my waist is 7.5 inches on each side.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't working out like that and stuff. I do it more for mental.
Yeah, look, I used to work out with a trainer 3 days a week, and I would lift crazy weights. I never got huge. I don't get that. I get solid, and I don't
Well, that's
strong.
the thing. I'm dense.
Yeah,
That's my weight. If you look at me, you're like, you don't
Yeah.
fucking weigh 250
right,
pounds.
exactly.
like,
And but so it's great, and I used to do a lot of like karate and weightlifting, and
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
doing my own thing. And now I'm like, for years I've been so into yoga. I just
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I
Val,
do.
Val loves yoga.
love it.
It helped me when I came out of my back surgery. It helped, but I just
Mm-hmm.
got away from it. I still do 3 or 4 different exercises that I picked up from yoga when I warm up in the gym in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still do, some stretches because my back.
Right.
I gotta pay attention to my back.
I feel like it's whatever you do now, it's good. As long as you're doing something,
That's why if you're moving,
you're moving.
if your RPMs are above idle,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, good for you, dude. I don't give a shit what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, we could get semantics on that.
So many people like give up. They
Well,
just-
it's Newton's law.
right.
Think about that.
motion.
Motion or not. If you're not in motion, you're not fucking going to be in motion. So right, an object at rest stays at rest.
Right.
Has a tendency to stay at rest, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion. So if you're okay, good example. You get up in the morning on a Sunday, you ain't got shit to do. You come sit on the couch and start watching Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Next thing you know, it's fucking 5:30 in the afternoon. You ain't done nothing. Maybe got up, took a piss, and got something to eat. But right?
Yeah.
So now you're an object you're an object at rest. You fucking stayed at rest.
Right.
But if you got up in the morning and started running around, working, cleaning the house, go to the gym, whatever the fuck it may be,
Yeah.
you stay that way, and next thing you know, it's 5:30 at night, and look at all the shit you got done.
Yeah. And I love stuff like that. Like I can go away, gone away, let's say, on a Saturday afternoon to go upstate, leave at 12 o'clock. Oh, okay. Yeah, leave at 12 o'clock, arrive at 3, leave at 12 o'clock the next day or 3 o'clock the next day. And then I do something else that night. I
Right.
feel like,
It's amazing, right?
wow, I did so much. I feel great.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
tire me out.
No. I believe that motion is lotion. So if my back hurts. Well, your back hurts because you don't fucking do anything. Right? Of course, there's going to be an asterisk under that because everybody's got an excuse, right? And the way I say it is, if you saw a picture of my back, an x-ray of my back, your excuse is invalid, period. And anybody that wants to talk about it, you fucking call me.
Well, it's interesting. I suffered with severe back pain for 2 years, but my father, he died last year, and prior to that, it was like really he was hooked on the oxycodone,
Sure,
all
sure.
that, and an intense pain. Couldn't do anything for him, and so I started developing this pain that I found out just like 6 months back or a little bit more from someone who told me they had scoliosis and they had back problems. And then I saw her 6 months later and she was like a gazelle. And she had told me that she reread this book that she had read 10 years ago about back pain by Dr. Sarno.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But this
yeah.
guy, so Howard Stern, who I don't happen to listen to, I know loved this guy. This guy, he just died a few years ago. Swore by him and a lot of other people that it was repressed. It's retro anger that's inside of you that can't find a way out. So it starts
I've
to
heard
exhibit
it.
its way through your body.
Yeah, but that could be the same thing with my old job. So, for an example, my old job, I was stressed and I didn't like being there. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I've had all these fucking joint pains and my back started to hurt.
Every time you sit, you couldn't sit right, or stand
Well,
right.
no, but yeah, because it was all in my head.
Yeah.
It was all in my head because I didn't like where I was at.
And it was expressing itself through your body.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally believe in that.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
And then it can move around your body. So it's funny because it went down to my feet, my foot. I had plantar fasciitis for the last 3 months.
Right?
You ever have that? It's like
No,
you get
I've
out
heard
of bed and you put your foot down and like, holy cow, the pain, and you don't.
Is it like when it wakes up from sleeping? Is that
Yes and no, because it's more a direct pain. The other one is just like freaky, and you
so?
don't.
What's it feel like when you put your foot down?
Like it's like you got hit with a hammer in the bottom of your foot.
Nah, I don't know. Nah,
Yeah, and
I can't tell you positive. You know, my feet would hurt once in a while, like that, but I've never.
So and I had a shoulder pain for 2 years, and then when I started reading this book, it says like it moves around from your shoulder to your back to this or that. So that's gone.
Nice.
And I'm telling you, and it can go to your knee, and I almost went for a knee operation.
Absolutely.
And
you could bring it back too if you sat here and just
You
got all dark.
well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't go for this knee up. I was scheduled for a knee operation on New Year's, and I said, first of all,
Fuck
I don't want a
that.
doctor operating on me after he's partied. And and I had I had a meniscus tear and a Baker cyst, and all of a sudden it's gone. And so yeah, that's another one. I just wrote a rap song about that, and it's like,
No, I believe that 1,000%
yeah,
that you control a lot of that.
yeah. And you know what he did? He took X-rays of 100 people who didn't have any problems, but when he showed them the X-rays, they all had disc problems. But
By looking at it.
by looking at it, but they didn't know they had disc problems. Okay, so he's telling you that we all have. There's disc problems out there that everyone has.
Yeah, because we're not built to sit like we are right now.
Yeah.
We're not built to be hunched over typing on a keyboard.
Right.
We're built to pick things up and carry them and put them over our head and run down the road or through the woods. That's what we're fucking built to do. You know, people for the last 25 years thinking that they can change what 200,000 years of evolution has done.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, this is what's good for your body. Motherfucker.
That's why that as a lot of that rage, I call it rage. Let's call it rage. I define it as righteous anger gone elsewhere.
Righteous anger gone elsewhere. Rage.
You're not letting the rage out. You know, it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know. So
I like that.
It's rage, righteous anger gone elsewhere.
And I'm going to add to that.
Go ahead.
So most people are pacifists.
Okay.
So that's why all that rage is in them, because they don't have anywhere to fucking release it.
They never express themselves. No.
Nope. They get on a bus or they, and I'm totally generalizing here, right? Get to their job, sit at a computer all day or a desk of some kind, ride the bus home, think that they're tired because they worked all day, which they're not tired. Then they sit on the couch and watch TV. Where's all that energy?
I think the pain's coming back to my knee.
Yeah. Going back to that 200,000 years of evolution, we're not built to do that. We're built to, and that's why I believe that's why I'm a big fan of some kind of exercise.
Right.
You don't have to go to a meathead gym and bench weight and pull weight and all that. Go for a fucking 45-minute walk.
Yeah, well, look, you just laid it out beautifully. Why you'd want to do it? It's like you just want to feel alive again.
Oh my God! Right? just because that's what we're built to fucking do. We're
Yeah.
not built to sit here like this.
Yeah.
No, we're built to move and push things and pull things and carry things.
Yeah,
know?
and everybody wants it easier. You know, we're just making it easy enough to like fit into a box. You know.
Yeah, technology is making everything easier. Where our body's not keeping up with technology.
You know, there's a thing. If you're gonna work your body, you have to guard your mind.
Absolutely.
And if you're gonna, work your mind, you got to guard your body. So there's got to be balance there.
Yeah.
I think we're out of balance in a lot of respects.
Well, I think to see if I can put this in a good way is where I just said we're not keeping up with technology. Think about when the TV was invented, right? So you had 3 channels and it was black and white and it was only on for certain days and certain times. Right. And so you got used to seeing that, right?
Sure.
And then it became more and more and more. You could customize. You could get used to seeing that. Now we have 5,000 channels and color TVs and 75 million inch screen TVs, all this bullshit, right? But look how long it took us to get to that point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now look at the technology, how fast it moves, how fast everything is new. Text messages,
It's exponential.
right?
Exponentially.
We can't keep up with that.
No.
We can't keep up with that.
No.
And I feel that brings a anxiety. Look how, okay, watch somebody drop their phone on the fucking sidewalk.
Dropped mine yesterday.
But watch them freak the fuck. I'm
Yeah,
guilty
I
of it
didn't
too.
care.
I am totally fucking guilty of it too. I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah.
Or where's my phone? Oh shit, where's my phone?
Yeah.
Where's my phone?
No, I lose track of my phone now more, and I'm happy about it. I think it's like electromagnetic sugar. You know,
Yeah,
like-
well, they said that. What is it? The thing that comes out the endorphins or something that it hits in you
Oh, really?
is from using the phone is the same as like cocaine.
Wow.
That same addictive feeling.
You know, Jody and I got into an elevator yesterday, and it's a small elevator, but there were only like 3 people on it, and we needed to fit 3 more. And 3 of them were looking down at their phone, you know, their necks down, never lifted their heads. And I wanted to say, you know, like from Top Gun, guns up. You know, like I'm going to guns. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I felt like screaming, like lift your phone up. You know, so we could all fit in here.
You know how you
And Jody wanted to scream out. She, you know, she's getting pretty wild.
you know what I
verbal
do with
now.
that? I see that all the time. You know what I do? Instead of saying something, if they have it laid out like that,
Yeah.
I lean over and look at it.
Oh yeah,
Boy, you know what they do? There, we just made more room.
right.
You know, I'm not fucking looking at it. I don't give
Yeah,
a shit what you're
yeah,
doing.
of course not.
But they're so wrapped up in themselves, they don't give a shit. You
Yeah,
know, most
it-
people are so self-oriented. Or
Yeah, well, 2 things
Self-consumed.
coming from that. You know, like we lost the web on our fingers. I think we're going to lose the force in our
absolutely.
neck.
Yeah.
Our neck will just go put it down, and there are people who really don't know how to interact anymore.
nope.
They just it's not worth the effort.
Shake somebody's hand nowadays.
Yeah,
It's like a limp noodle.
Yeah.
Just give me a firm fucking handshake.
right.
You know, that's good. I'm using that to
Yeah.
kind of put together everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I'm not saying it's young people, just it's people. People are just like even older people. They're like, getting to the point where they don't care. They're looking at the grandkids, or they're looking at this one, or looking at that. They're just as hooked as a young person.
Well, yeah, but because that effect,
cocaine,
that
that-
effect on the endorphins, there's no age discrepancy.
So
it
even
doesn't
these,
matter.
So these drug pushers and the drug companies, they're losing out to
Well,
this.
no, because they advertise on it.
Okay.
So now you're stuck watching it, and then you see the advertisement, and then they say, you know what'll help you with your anxiety? Our drug.
Right.
No, you know what'll help you with that fucking anxiety? Get off your phone for fucking an hour at a time.
Yeah.
You know, I did, and the reason I'm kind of on the soapbox about it a little bit, I was affected drastically by it last weekend. So my wife was away on some family business. I worked on a Saturday morning, got everything done, had nothing planned, and I went, you know what? I'm going to go down to Atlantic City and get in a poker game. So, as people around here know, it's easy to get to Atlantic City. If you can't fucking get to Atlantic City from anywhere in Jersey,
Right.
you might want to go back to school and get your directions. But so what I did was I have a lot of music and stuff and podcast episodes stored on my phone.
Okay.
I put my phone on airplane mode,
Right.
threw it on the car seat next to me, and just had my music playing.
Nice.
Went down to Atlantic City, got in a card game, threw my phone in my. I always wear, my cargo shorts. Threw my phone in there, vibrate, nothing. I couldn't feel it vibrate, couldn't feel it ring, but it was on airplane mode anyway.
Right.
Never even looked at it.
Didn't miss it.
Didn't miss it, nothing. I didn't turn it back on until about 1 a.m. when I was driving back, and I just checked in with my wife.
And you engaged in everything you're
It
doing.
was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And everybody at the table was doing the same thing. Nobody was on their phone. Every once in a while, of course, they'd look, not
Right.
like we're all fucking saints. We still, people
Yeah.
are still looking at them. But I want to say 85% of the time, nobody had their phone out. We're talking, gabbing, playing, having a great time for 11 and a half hours.
Wow. That's
It
great.
was fucking great, dude. And if I didn't want to check in with my wife, I would have never turned it back on till Sunday.
Yeah.
It was great. It felt good. It felt good. And we go to Costa Rica, and you're offline for a week.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't miss it. That first couple hours, you're like, because you're fucking going through withdrawals.
Right.
And then after that, you're like, oh, this is pretty good, actually. This is all right.
Yeah. You know what? If you detox from it, it's kind of simple to feel the benefits real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just take an hour and just touch on it. Just put your toe in the water,
Right.
right? And be like, oh, this ain't bad.
Well, you know what? I use it now. I like wake up and I'll do. I'm trying to learn French, so I go on to Duolingo or Babbel and I just keep doing a lesson. And if I go onto Instagram, I notice that you could fall into a black hole
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So I like only pick like now it's like I'm automatically only looking for about 5-10 minutes.
I do that too. Like I'll jump on Instagram or Facebook or social media in general, or like working on my website, like for this podcast,
Sure.
or anything to do with this podcast. I
Right.
give myself a time limit,
Okay.
and that's been a time management thing that I've used for a long time.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and it'll be like, okay, it's 7:30. I set my alarm for 8:00.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at my phone. Task at hand. Bang away at what I'm doing. And I know that I don't have to look at the clock because it's going to tell me when it's been 30 minutes.
Right.
When the alarm goes off, I hit snooze. Now I have 6 minutes to shut everything down.
Cool. Yeah. I mean,
And then move on to the next thing.
and you get tighter and better at your game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just more effective,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I only got fucking 30 minutes. Let's concentrate.
And when you do that, you realize that 30 minutes feels like an hour and a half sometimes. Like,
Oh, yeah, relativity of
Yeah.
time, right?
yeah. You say like, wow, I'm getting this all like in there.
Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Don't analysis paralysis. Nope. Just, no, I got 30 minutes. Do I want to accomplish this? Absolutely. Okay, I got 30 minutes. Or like this morning not on the way to work, before I left for work, I sat over there, put my boots on, and I looked at the clock and I said, all right, I'm going to take 5 minutes and jump on my Instagram for the podcast
Okay.
and just remark to people, like other people's stuff, because I like supporting other people,
Sure.
obviously. And I looked at the clock and I said, okay, I got 5 minutes. When I looked up, I'm like, okay, I got a minute. Oh, shit, it's been 6. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I put a phone in my pocket and never looked at Instagram or social media again until I got home tonight.
I've been doing just about similar type of arrangement with myself, and it's working out great. I just have noticed that I don't need to look if I want to waste time or just do
Well, when I'm-
nothing. Why do I have to do that? It's not like it's. I don't want to go down a black hole without me being the one who's taking me there.
That's a
Like,
good point. I like how you
Instead
said
of being
that. Yeah.
drawn in,
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I want to control the black hole that I'm in, and then I can step outside anytime.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what's nice about looking at that stuff in the shitter, dude. Now you only got a certain amount of time.
Right.
When you're done, I'm done, man. Moving on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whoever's
someone else-
listening, when I look at you, when I'm liking your stuff, I'm probably taking a dump. But-
Okay, that's
but
a
no.
good use of time.
Yeah, but no, I mean, everybody's different, and it's like the thing that I heard the other day. I thought it was kind of cool. Was when you see somebody post just a crazy amount of stuff every day.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you doing? When you see somebody that posts once or twice a day, you're like, oh, that dude's living, or whoever.
right.
That person's living their life because they're not fucking posting 1,000 times a day,
Yeah,
right? I mean, I'm generalizing here,
sure.
right? But just trying to make a point. I don't know. Everybody's got their reason why they spend time doing whatever they're doing.
Okay, yeah. If you know what, if you're managing and you're not stressing,
Well, the other thing is too, don't say I didn't have time for that.
Right.
No, dude, it wasn't a fucking priority for
there's
you.
no such thing as I don't have time.
No, absolutely not.
It's-
I'll talk to
it's-
anybody when they say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you put your time towards.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. And the thing is though, whatever it is, don't get mad that nothing happened if you didn't do it.
Right.
Fuck, that didn't happen. Well, what'd you do to make that happen?
Yeah.
Dream about it?
You know what? It's like if you look at things as 3 months, like I'm gonna take a drawing class. You know, I'm gonna draw for the next 3 months. I just
Well,
want to.
and the other thing too is that's a great example,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you know, for the first month,
Yeah.
you're gonna suck,
Right.
right? And you're gonna get. I love using this phrase. You're gonna get punched in the face a bunch of times,
Yeah.
right? But that's okay. You're not gonna be great at everything you do all the time.
You know what? One of the biggest realizations I've come to is to feel being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Love it.
That's-
I love that phrase.
That's my thing right now. That, okay, don't, try to get away from it, try to make it better. Just sit with it, I got to have some
Well, it's like you with the heights. With you, with,
Yeah, yeah.
right, same thing.
Yeah,
You were
Exactly.
completely uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but now you're comfortable with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, it's like people ask me about this thing, and I say it all the time on other episodes too. I get asked, "Was starting this thing? How'd you do it?" And take a class, and all sorts of crazy questions like that. No, I bought some gear. I had a friend. I got some advice from a friend on what gear,
Uh-huh.
and I asked some friends to come over, and we started talking. And that's how it started. You know?
Just jumped in.
Yeah, people are like, "What's your long-term plan?" Nothing. I'm here I enjoy talking with people and finding out how they got where they are.
What's wrong with that?
And, right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think what you're doing is great. For some reason, I always wanted to do.
Oh, yeah, you
Like-
did mention something. You wanted to,
I felt like this is such a cool thing, just to talk to people.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
what, I enjoy talking to people. And, again, just finding out their interest in.
Yeah, not everything has to go somewhere. You know?
Exactly. I don't need to get anywhere. I don't need to get anywhere with this.
And
Right?
yeah, and then things pop up. You inspire other people. Maybe you're just there for inspiration. What do you know?
Yeah, yeah. And if somebody says, "Man, if he did it, I'm going to do it," I would fucking love to see that.
Uh-huh.
I would love somebody to throw me a text and be like, "Hey, check out these 5 episodes I just recorded and posted because 6 months ago I was on your show or I heard your show and I said, fuck, if he can do it, I'm going to do it." Oh my God, that would be amazing.
I love creativity in any form.
Any form.
I
Any form.
don't care, and I don't limit people. If you're creative, and everyone is creative, it's just whether you want to see it.
Well, do you think though, because I mean you're a super creative guy and you live in that world, right? It's not like a hobby. I mean that's your life. Do you believe that society in general suppresses people's creativity?
Hell yeah. They don't want to know from it.
Well, no, because they're afraid that somebody that they don't even fucking know on Instagram, oh, that's a piece of shit. What are you doing that for?
Right.
Fuck, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I say don't be afraid to throw everything out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if
You
somebody
know-
yells at you, that's on them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's people's own fear, jealousy. I don't know what to call it.
You got to stay a little closer.
Yeah, sure. So fear, jealousy, whatever it is. I mean, why can't you just be happy for that person expressing themselves, and not doing something bad to anyone?
Well, yeah, but if you're trying to tear them down, that's on you. Like if somebody, I've had comments on this. I've had text messages and emails, people responding to me about certain things on episodes.
Okay. It's
I don't give a
okay.
shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you
And I
tweak, you tweak something, and
No, I
you
don't
can have
even
a conversation.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not here to. Sure, have people given me feedback that I've adjusted and made the show better?
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I'll take all feedback, every piece of feedback, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing too is, if you're going to constantly tear me down, no, dude,
No,
that's
if
on
they're-
you. That's on you.
Yeah, if they're getting, like, give me something constructive to work with. But if you're just ragging, then
See you.
yeah,
See ya. Zero fucks given, dude.
There you
I'm
go.
not going to give a fuck about that. Right? But I love some of the comments. I like to read. Obviously, I read them all. And honestly, when some of them I'm like, fuck, what the, wow. But again, you can't please everybody. You can't not, quote unquote, not upset everybody. Come on, man.
yeah.
Stop it. Just stop it, dude.
It's interesting. I made a pen once, and I had skulls all over it, but I made them like very colorful, like in Andy Warhol colors.
Okay, yeah.
And I was calling it, and they all had different expressions, and I called it bipolar skulls.
Oh, Jesus. Did you get hammered on that?
I did. From someone I know, and she I said, what? I said, what's the problem? She goes, no, I work with bipolar children, and it sends out a wrong message. And I said, okay. She says, can you change it? And I said, you know what? I don't know. I'm not even... I don't know if I'm not even committed to it. So I came up with another one. I said, you know what? You inspired me for something else. So I came up with that those skulls represented this is should have, could have, and would have.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Like, this is what you look like when one day, so I make pens or jewelry that have like skulls all over that you could feel them,
Sure.
And you should
Rough edges and points.
yeah,
and
you
stuff,
should
sure.
feel it, because you should say, every time you say, I should have done something with my friend, I could have done that with my buddy, or I would have done that. It's the death of your dreams. Skulls to me represent life.
Yeah, yeah,
and,
me
and
too.
so the shoulda, could have, and would have is you just saying goodbye to everything that you're not willing to try. You have
Yeah.
you have that motion going, and this whole podcast is your motion.
Sure.
And
But the other thing too is I'm not afraid to put everything out there. Like, one thing that we'll come back. It's going to take a little longer to get around, but same thing is I ask people to come on. Right? Hey, you want to be a guest? You know what I get? Oh my God, absolutely. I thought you'd never ask. Motherfucker, why don't you just ask me?
right,
Well, I don't have anything to talk about. Everybody's got something to talk about.
sure,
If you listen to some of these episodes, a phrase that my dad used to say about Walmart is they got a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing,
there you go.
right? So we talk a little bit about everything and a whole lot of nothing. But
yeah,
but that's the format of the conversation is you go see your friend, you ride a motorcycle up to upstate New York and you go see him. Where the fuck you sit? Either in the garage or at the kitchen table drinking beers.
yeah,
And you talk about shit that you did 10 years ago. Right. And you talk about stories and your grandmother and your grandfather and this house was built and all that shit comes alive.
yeah.
Right? That's the assets of this podcast.
Yeah.
And some of the stories, Jack, they're all my guests have been fucking great. I love everybody, right? But it's evolving, which it should,
Yeah.
right? So I envisioned it to where we talk like this, have a good time,
Right.
you tell a story,
Okay.
right? And then we talk some more, right? That's kind of how I envisioned it. And it's growing to that. So if you read that one pager I sent you,
Yeah.
it's, kind of have an idea of a story or two that you might want to touch on. You're not going to sit here uninterrupted and tell it like on some platforms.
Right.
I'm going to fucking interrupt you and be like, how'd you get to there?
Right.
What happened then? But it's a story, right?
Yeah.
And it's evolving to that. And these last 5 or 6 episodes, they haven't been the one I'm going to post tonight. Obviously, this is going to be, but the one I'm putting out tonight, excuse me, kind of started seeing that up curve of evolving to what I was looking for.
Good.
Yeah, just
You can't see it unless you start it.
That's it.
And you can't see the end from the beginning unless you know. Look, everyone. There's always many ways to get a path to wherever you want to go, and there's no one set fast rule about how
one
it
foot
should
in
be.
front of the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just analysis paralysis. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
You know, and some people work that way. Some people put it in a spreadsheet, work it out. No, I'm more of a just kick the fucking door in and see what happens.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but you don't put someone down for the way they're doing it.
Oh God, no. If
No,
that
but
works
this-
for you,
right.
absolutely. Keep
yeah,
going.
but someone else like you know, you failed to plan, you plan to fail, or this and that. You know, like, hey, there's other ways.
Yeah, there's no one way.
Yeah.
And I'll use a poker reference for that. When I first started playing cards, I was like, they're all the same, you know? Cards are cards. How come there's no way there can be different levels and this, that, and the other. Of course, I quickly found out there is. But I've heard many times, because I'll play extremely questionable cards. If you know anything about cards,
I'm not a big card player. I've met a couple of pro gamblers in my time.
Yeah, and the reason I play these crazy cards is because I know you're playing good cards.
Right.
So it's math. If one person makes a bet and everybody calls it and I'm in the last position, it's a pretty good percentage that all the big good cards are in everybody's hands.
Okay.
So if I have questionable cards, now it's a big percentage. That's what's going to come out because that's what's left in the deck.
Ah, interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a total
That's a real
30,000
bet.
foot, yeah, 30,000 foot view explanation of that. So, but then I told you that because then I'll win and I have to show it to win.
Okay.
Why'd you play that? That's not the way you play. That's not how you play cards. And these are the comments that I get.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, there's no way to play cards.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that because I remember.
So I use that for life.
Yeah.
Same thing you're saying. There's no one way. Everybody's got their own way to do it.
I love that, and that was a great strategy, an interesting way to go. But Jody was once at a blackjack table, and the way she picked up a card, or she didn't pick up a card.
Oh, somebody give her shit?
Yeah.
Nah, etiquette, quote unquote. That's podcast talk for quotes.
Like, what was that all about?
Who fucking cares, right? Play your own cards.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where at first I was like, these are my cards, these are my chips, my money, I'll play whatever I want. Now the attitude I have is I don't argue with anybody anymore about anything.
Interesting.
If you tell me 1 + 1 is 5, congratulations, dude, and good luck with that. And I move on.
Good.
Right? Yeah. Because what's the sense? If you want to have a great conversation like we are now, and if I give you an opinion, and you give me your opinion, and we just talk about it, awesome. Love it. Do it all day long.
Uh-huh.
But as soon as you start saying you're wrong and I'm right, fuck you, dude, I'm moving. No,
Yeah.
no.
There is no. Oh man, I'm just like seeing the whole world is like you know when you see the heart rate going up and down, it's pinging,
Sure.
ping up and down.
Yeah.
And then
Kind
I'm
of like my bars here on the.
yeah, and I'm visioning a rope on either side. That's a long rope, and there's
Oh, it goes. Boop, boop.
well, yeah, like it's like a tug of war.
Right.
You know
Sure.
that the whole world's in a tug of war because everyone's got opinions, and it's okay. What's wrong
Absolutely.
with having opinions? But you know, why can't anyone see that there's another way to look at things? I have a lot of friends from Europe and around the world, and like especially Italians. Like they'll tell you, you know, I'll say, "Oh, that's really great." You know, he says, "No, it's just different." You know, it's just different. It's just
Yeah,
different.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's not trying to be better. He's not trying to be make
It's
this
just
worse.
different.
It's just different.
Yeah. The way I look at it too, if you're being ethical and within the law,
Yeah,
I don't give a shit what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not harming somebody
Mm-hmm.
or harming, what the fuck? It's just different.
Yeah.
That brings you joy. Good
It's
luck, bro.
hard for people to understand different.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, yeah. Well, I get.
look. You know, I ate a fried grasshopper. I was on Union Square.
Good for you.
Yeah, and this
Was it
woman's-
good?
It tastes like chicken, you know.
It tastes like chicken.
So the woman's handing you this out because they're trying to get protein in other ways that are more ecological. You know.
Yeah, sure.
So, you know, what? So someone's gonna say, "Oh, that's nasty," right? Or like if you hear that in Korea they eat dog. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, because
It's different.
you like a dog, right? But some people like having chicken pet. You know, pet chickens. You know,
Right,
like so
right. And some people have
it's
pigs
all-
running around their house.
Yeah, it's all
Just-
sensibility.
Yeah.
It's all sensibility. So
Yep.
just look at it as different and stop with the heavy right and wrong.
Right. So, one thing that growing up, my dad would say to us, "What's 1 + 1?" 2.
Okay.
What happens if I said it was 5? You're wrong. How do you know?
Right.
You were taught that it was 2.
Right.
I was taught that it was 5. You know, he was trying to make a point.
Sure.
Which through the years it made a point, right? I'm
Right.
looking at it now. Back then, I'm like, Dad, you're just being a dumbass, whatever.
Right.
But what a great point.
Yeah.
And what I look at it is cannibalism. We think, fuck, what the hell's wrong with you? You don't
Right.
eat other people,
Right.
right? But what about that group, tribe, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of some jungle somewhere, kids born, brought up, knowing, taught that eating people is okay.
Yeah.
Who am I to say he's wrong?
Yeah.
He was taught that.
Just turn down any lunch invitations.
Yeah. Why don't you come over for lunch?
We'd love to have you.
But the thing is, I use that for an extreme example.
Yes.
Right? So,
Yeah. He doesn't know any better. It's like,
Right.
you know, so ignorance maybe.
well, education.
Yeah. Look. I always think of. I used to think ignorance was a bad word, but it's really just you're unaware.
Unaware.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like stupid.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because people are like, you're ignorant.
Yeah. No, but ignorant. Yeah. It's taken on a different connotation, I think. But ignorance, and I think in its truest form, if you look it up, is just like unaware of your situation or unaware of.
That's a good point. I have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so.
And the other reason, too, that we don't look up information on this podcast is to entice conversation.
Yeah, hell yeah. I didn't even care. I didn't even, I'm not even thinking. Let's check it out. Who cares?
No, it entices.
Yeah, we're using our mind.
What's that?
We're using our minds.
Yeah. No, it's like, I don't remember that movie. Okay, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look it up to find out who it is. I don't fucking care.
Right.
So we're going to keep talking about something else, you know? But the other thing oh, God, I lost it. Because he said 1 + 1 is 2.
Right.
Oh.
Someone.
It'll come back to
Well,
me.
I'll give you some. I heard the other day that someone said. I was watching a movie with Mickey Rourke. I don't know.
Oh, Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, it's just a recent movie, and he's hitting on a woman at a bar, and she looks at him and like she's like 30 years younger than him, and he says. She goes, "What do you?" He said a line, and she said, "You think that was going to get you anywhere?" He says, "What do you think your odds were?" He said, 50-50. He said 50. She said 50-50. That's pretty like ballsy,
Yeah.
Like maybe 80-30. He says no, 50-50 because it can go either way, So his odds making is different.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
right.
Yeah.
It's like it's a flip of a coin.
Right.
You're going to say yes, or you're going to slap me in the face, one or the other.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's math, right? So
Yeah.
You walk up to 100 people and go, "You want to sleep with me?" 99 times you might get slapped, but there's that one time.
There always is one time. There
You
was
just
a
don't know when that's going to come, right?
There was a guy that used to walk around Manhattan. I can't remember his name, with a video camera, and he wore like a silver lame outfit or something, and he would walk up to women and ask them if they would go to bed with him, and he'd record the whole thing until someone would say yes.
That's awesome.
It was back in the
Good
80s.
for him.
Yeah.
Big VCR like on his
Yeah.
on his
Yeah.
shoulder. That's awesome. But you're let's get back to your trip. Motorcycle trip.
Oh yeah. What, the Adirondacks?
Nice, huh?
Yeah, and we went to Lake Placid where the
Olympics.
Yeah, it's kind of frozen in time. That place they
Yeah,
have the
the-
rings on the building. They don't want to use it for anything. That's a pet peeve of mine too. Like all these beautiful facilities they build for the Olympics. They spend fortunes. They decimate places, take
And
back
then leave
things,
it.
and leave it. Like, why isn't anyone thinking recyclable in this situation?
That's a whole. I mean, that you could get so deep into that. So many theories, and we could be here for 6 hours talking
Yeah.
about that kind of shit. But I mean, I agree with you. It's like when you drive around here in Jersey, it's probably the same. It's the same everywhere. But you see all these houses and buildings that are empty, and brand new ones being built right next to it, or just down the street. There's a lot of there's a lot of things going on.
That's
right?
a lot of things going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
going upstate was just really special. And when you go through small towns, and you realize that not everything is New York. For the longest time, I was like New York. I'm like the guy who has the New Yorker poster. Do you ever see that? Where
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah.
New York, USSR. The water and
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah.
It's like there's so many incredible places, and just because a place is small and slow, it doesn't mean that it doesn't.
It's different.
Yeah,
Just
there
like
you
we were
go.
talking
It's
about,
different.
it's
It's different.
Yep. And they think the same about you being in New York, or
Yeah, yeah.
it's
And
crazy.
You know what? There's a lot of beautiful differences out there.
One time we were riding out west in Idaho.
I'd love to go to Idaho. I hear so many great things about it.
Oh my God, dude. So we were coming up this highway, and it was, it's a 4-lane highway, and you're hauling ass,
Yeah.
right? But you could tell that we're going over this ridge. We snake around, and as we come up around to the left, we peak
Okay.
the ridge. And we're doing 65, 70
Sure.
miles an hour. And all of a sudden, as you peek across over this ridge, there's a fucking windmill. And it looked like it was going to eat you.
Chop you.
Right? Like you were looking at the center of
Oh,
the windmill.
boy.
That's how high up on the ridge you were.
Right.
It was just like something out of a movie. And it to this day, it was like yesterday I did it.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. And then when we started coming down the ridge, it was a windmill farm. It was,
Nice. Wow.
miles and miles of windmills. But just seeing that, it's completely out of my reality at the time. You're like,
Sure.
what the
Right.
fuck?
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, you could do it in a car and everything like that, but being on a motorcycle, it's just different.
Yeah. Being
It's
in a cage is a whole different thing. You're out there and you're feeling. I call
Everything.
it getting slapped in the wind with slapped in the face with the wind. It's just a great feeling.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you can't focus on problems on a bike. Your
Oh,
mind
no,
just your
no.
mind just stays clear.
Oh, you know who Ryan Reynolds is? The actor?
Yeah.
He's a funny fucking
Yeah.
guy. I love him. But he's a big motorcycle enthusiast.
Oh, cool.
I think he's a Triumph fan too. He likes the cafe racers, if I remember right. But he was quoted in Men's Health saying, "You know what the best thing about riding a motorcycle is? When you're on a motorcycle, the only thing you're thinking about is riding a motorcycle."
That's it.
I was like, "That's amazing."
That's it.
Love it. Yeah, huge motorcycle enthusiast.
Where do you have that opportunity to relax, de-stress, and enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
The only other thing I can
But it
think
takes
is
100% of your attention.
concentrate. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're totally into it. The only thing I see that comes close to that sometimes is yoga. If you don't like to meditate, because you find like, I can't sit still and I'm wasting time, but in yoga affords you to do a physical activity.
And meditate.
Yes,
well,
because
yeah.
you have to focus so much on what you're doing that there's nothing else going on in there.
Well, I do that at the gym.
Yeah, so there you go. You're able to do it with the weights and
With
such.
lifting. Yeah,
yeah,
I
because
focus.
but you've got your routine so
Yeah,
down,
it's
you know.
tight.
Yeah, you're doing giant sets. You're running from one thing to the next.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's like there's no rest, you know.
No,
You know,
but it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I totally get that.
How many times a week do you do yoga?
This summer we've been a little lax, but usually 4 to 5 days. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it far from your house? Can
No,
like, you
right
walk?
down the block. Yeah, right down
Okay.
the block. I'm lucky.
Is
yeah.
it hot yoga? You do hot yoga?
No, I don't do hot yoga.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. I'm not going there anymore. I don't want extremes, and you know, I just want to do it, and I don't need that. I understand that some people, when you're doing hot yoga, I think you're more into it as the physical activity of it. Like I used to do full splits. I mean, I used to from karate, but if you get,
I did that one time.
Yeah?
Not on. Yeah.
but you got you know
not on purpose.
no, but it's like it was no problem for me, and I would be just dropped to the floor. I can't do it anymore because I stopped in between because I read that hyper stretching can really mess you up later on. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. So,
But if it makes you feel good,
yeah, I felt great when I was doing it.
fucking do it.
Yeah,
Dude. Yeah.
but
See, you were in fact somebody planted a seed.
yeah, you see,
you let it grow.
I let it grow. You got to be careful. Make sure that nobody plants seeds in your head.
And well, it's okay. Just you can't water them and let them grow.
Yeah,
And the thing is, that's easier said than done. We're all fucking guilty of somebody says, "Hey, you shouldn't wear a blue shirt anymore," or that blue shirt looks shitty on you, and you're like, "Fuck, man, maybe I shouldn't wear a blue shirt anymore." Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all do it.
Yeah.
It's human nature, right? To hear that and be like,
yeah.
maybe. But
No, it's good.
Don't.
They like okay, the seed can come in. Don't water it. You know, don't give it attention. If it resonates with you, if I was feeling some pain, I would say okay, maybe, you know. But
yeah, but on the positive side too, if you can't stop thinking about it, you should fucking do it.
yeah,
Like if it occupies your mind
Yeah.
a lot and you're not doing it,
right,
you should do it.
yeah,
And that's like with this podcast for about a month. It was like
I'm sure you thought about it more than a month.
2 months, not
Yeah,
too long. No,
it just like
it clicked me.
it
Yeah,
came to you.
the story is I did a story slam. Like my wife and I, when we travel, our go-to is the Moth podcast and storytelling.
Okay.
Love it. And they do these story slams where you go put your name in a hat and they pull your name and you go up in front of everybody and tell a story. So we did a surprise date. Val and I do these surprise date things, and she did one for me. And here in Montclair, they had a story slam. It wasn't the Moth. It was just in general.
I saw that on your was that today your Instagram?
No. That
No.
was an old Instagram.
I was looking at your Instagrams, just shooting through some, and I
Yeah.
saw that. That was
Yeah,
so
it was-
cool that she gave that to you.
Yeah, so I didn't know it. So we went down there. And of course you see it's story, you're there, so
Yeah.
you know what's going on. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. We love this stuff. And then they called her name. And I was like, great. I'll listen to you, She's like, no, that's on you. So I get up there and we go through I tell a story and do all that, and it was great. It was fucking amazing. Loved it. Because I did a lot of public speaking in business and talking about business and entrepreneurship and all that.
Right.
And I always felt that there was something missing, right? It was great talking to people, but it was like there was something missing. I couldn't put a finger on it. And then when I told that story, I'm like, that's what was missing. With storytelling, there's no ceiling. There's no boundaries.
Right.
You can talk about anything you want.
Yeah.
And laying in bed one night over the holiday weekend, last Christmas, physically sat bolt upright, snapped my fingers and went, everybody's in the kitchen. I was like, holy shit. And I got out of bed because I didn't want to wake my wife up.
Right.
Came out here, just started taking notes. 2 weeks later, Walt's kitchen table.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah,
Couldn't
man.
stop thinking about it. It was like, it consumed me for like a month. Like it just seemed like I couldn't do anything but think about it. I was like, I got to do something about
You're
it.
on a quest.
Yeah. And I was like, just jotted some notes down and I said, you know what? I want to make it super easy. no editing because I can't fucking stand editing. Mm-hmm. So all my episodes are not edited.
Right.
I save them. I put a little intro in the beginning with some music.
Gotcha.
Put a little exit at the end. Hey, thanks for listening. Little music. Done. Gone. Yeah. The only editing I do is the level of sound. Because some people talk louder than I do, vice versa, whatever.
Right.
So I'll adjust the level of sound. And
I love stream of consciousness. You know, it's like
That's all this has been. For the last 2 hours, we've
Yeah.
just been fucking... Look at all the different directions we've gone
Yeah.
in. And that's what it's built on.
yeah, and I think some people like they I don't know what it is.
No, they feel that there should be an end. There should be, okay, it should be an hour.
right.
Okay, it should be half an hour. This is what you should talk about.
Right.
This is the subject it should be about. Oh, what the fuck? Now we're putting boundaries on everything.
Right.
Right? And that's what some of these episodes are 45 minutes long. Some of them are 3.5 hours long. And everything in between. I don't give a shit.
Right.
As long as the conversation is good, we're going to continue to talk.
Right.
You know? My job is 10 minutes, 5 minutes before it gets boring. Jack, thanks for coming down, man. We're going to shut this down.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Sure.
Right? But then with my quote unquote rules, we don't talk about your business.
Right.
You know, we might talk about what you do a little bit to put it in context, right? But there's other platforms to go out and talk about your fucking business.
Sure.
I don't give a shit what you do. I want to know how you got there,
Yeah.
right? And what makes you tick, right? That's a good way to look at it. I didn't think about that. I got to use that one. What makes
Yeah.
you tick,
There
right?
you go.
And then politics and religion. No, I don't give a shit, dude. Because
The great divider.
great divider, and it's an endless circle. There's no conclusion, and there's no positive to any of that,
Nothing.
right? You know, if there's some spiritual stuff to a story, absolutely, fuck yes, let's talk about it. But as soon as you start pushing any of that, I'm going to shut you down.
Right.
And there's a couple of things I have on here, episodes, that'll never air because people wouldn't stop fucking talking about it. And I tried to veer it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, man, thanks for coming down.
Right.
Like, hey, that was great. Oh, yeah, that was great. See you later. No, what the fuck? There's so much. Look at how long we've been talking.
Yeah.
Great conversation.
Yeah. Whoa.
Right. Great conversation. And we didn't touch on any of those three subjects.
Yeah. I mean, it means nothing to me, you know, and you hit upon something because, like, sometimes you try to avoid asking someone even what they do because, like, I'll tell somebody, you got any hobbies? Like, tell me what makes
Absolutely.
you spark.
No, absolutely. The guy from the Joker, from Batman that died, Heath Ledger.
Oh, yeah, Heath Legend? Or
Ledger, something like that.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. A famous quote by him. How come we always ask people what they do for a living? This, that. Yeah, I'm totally butchering the quote.
Right.
But at the end, we never ask anybody if they're happy.
Right. Hell yeah.
Right? Same thing with you. What do you
Yeah.
do? What makes you tick?
Right.
You got a hobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a hobby.
Sure.
Because this is fun. I find great enjoyment talking to people.
You know, I just watched this movie last night. I couldn't sleep, and it was like 1:30 in the morning, and it's about some models. I can't remember the name of it. There's the young girl. She's like 16, and she's goes to Paris to model, and the guy's the photographer's hitting on her, and
Of course.
and he says, "Tell me, you know what's your goal? You know, like, oh, I'd love to be on the walking down the runway for Chanel, you know, but what came out in the movie is that there was no happiness. That wouldn't even really make her happy. There was
but
no happiness.
No, but that's the age old thing, and we talk about it all the time. Is you get that car, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that house, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to get that boyfriend, I'm going to be happy. No, you ain't gonna. That doesn't make you.
I know people who walk around like a donkey with a stick in front of them with a carrot, and they're never, ever going to get that carrot.
No.
Never.
And that goes to the units of energy during the
Units
day.
of energy, man.
It's the same thing with happiness. So we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, you know what?
In
You
the
got to throw
moment.
happiness into that.
It's in the
conclusion.
moment.
Yeah.
It's moments of happiness. Like, if you go say, hey man, you know, I'm a 7 all day, and when I come home and see my wife, I'm a 10. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Right.
Right? But if these little periods of time during the day that you're happy,
Yeah.
it's accumulative, right? So
Yeah.
if the majority of the time you're happy, it's like the thing is when somebody says, I love my job 100%, you're full of shit,
No
dude.
way.
You're fucking full of shit. And I won't argue with you, but I'll have a conversation with you about that and anybody, anytime. There's absolutely no way. It's like, I'm happy in my marriage all the time. Yeah, bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Right? So my theory on that is 80-20.
Yeah.
80% of the time, I'm happy. You know what I'm doing the other 20%? Trying to get back to the 80%. But there's things that you have to do that you don't like. Right?
I think a relationship, any relationship, is if you could take a plant and did you overwater it? Did you underwater it? Did you give it enough sun? Did you give it not enough sun? Did you pick the bad leaves off? What do they call it? Deadhead it, so you can have it nice and fresh. And,
Right.
That's your relationship. If you can't take care of that plant, you're not taking care of that relationship.
Well, that's true. But you could turn around what relationship with yourself?
Whatever you want it to be,
Right.
man. You know, it's like you can have the plant in your office. You can have it. Well, it's okay. You should use taking care of a healthy plant as a metaphor for how to keep a relationship going. That, if you overwater it, you're going to kill it, right? So you can't just smother
Hover.
someone, right?
Yeah. We all know that doesn't work.
Right. And if you don't give it an attention and you don't have it,
It's going to find attention somewhere else.
Yeah. Hey.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Phew. How long does it take you to ride home?
I think it's going to take me about an hour and 15. It's just, I don't know.
That's
Maybe
not
there's no
bad, though.
traffic. Maybe there's no traffic to be
It's
left.
not bad.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice night, too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love riding at night on a bike.
Yeah.
Love riding at night.
peaceful.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Just got your beam and you're going and,
There's a different feeling in the air when it's at night.
right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
energy's
loved it.
good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, ride
Yeah.
safe, dude.
Thank
We're
you,
going to shut
buddy.
this thing down.
Yeah, this is
We'll be here
fantastic.
till fucking midnight.
This is great.
All right, man. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Walt.
Talk to you.
Be well.
Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed that episode. You can check out Jack's crazy cool work at his website. The links are in the show notes. And reach out to me. You want to come on? Love to have you. My new website, waltzkitchentable.com. Instagram would be wktpodcast.com. That's where I spend most of my time. So throw me a DM. And, of course, Facebook at Waltz Kitchen Table. Waltz Kitchen Table. There's no .com there. You do have something to say. A lot of people come on and they're nervous and they don't think they have anything to talk about. Trust me, you got a lot of things to talk about. So hit me up. Let's get that started. And don't forget to jump over to liverishi.com. Get hooked up with some CBD oil. And now we can't stress it enough. If you think you sleep good at night, check that stuff out. So until next time, much love.